Dune Part 2, baby. Woo! Dune Part 2. Paul Atreides unites with Chani and the Fremen of Arrakis while on a path of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. In doing so, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee.
We believe in Fremen.
Let me fight beside you.
Reload!
Dune Part 1 was absolutely magnificent, probably one of my favorite films of that year, if not my favorite film of that year. Denis Villeneuve, great Canadian filmmaker. Canada represent, baby.
Ontario sucks. Ontario sucks.
A great visual storyteller, but also a visceral storyteller and a compelling director. His visual flares are absolutely amazing. The way he moves the camera, what a great choice by him. It's a passion project, and you can tell he's so excited and so focused on trying to make this world and this story come to life in the best possible way, in the most vivid way, and he achieved his goal. Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 1 was spectacular, and so is Dune Part 2. He just continued his brilliance, in some ways improved upon the original.
Don't fuck with the original.
Maybe not in all ways, but in a lot of ways he did improve on Part 1, and you can see that and feel that throughout the entirety of this film. There's no way you can look at this movie and not say it is absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous to look at. The cinematography is just at its absolute best. Some of the best scenes I've seen in years in a film. Great performances. Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. They were just so great as our two leads in this film, and what interesting stories they weave with these characters. You believe them together, you feel for them. It's heartbreaking, it's inspiring, it makes you angry at times, and it is also very beautiful and loving. So he's able to wrap that all up, do all those things, and tell a cool sci-fi story at the center. I mean, that is brilliant filmmaking.
It's brilliant, 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 I tell you. Genius, I say.
Also, the rest of this cast is just, wow, out of this world. Austin Butler is friggin' scary in this movie. So cool. So great to see him in such a different role. Christopher Walken, Dave Bautista, Rebecca Ferguson is stunning in this film. So good. Josh Brolin, and I can go on and on forever of all these amazing character actors who just absolutely commit to their parts and play them so well. The CGI is just jaw-dropping. There were many times in this movie where I was like, how the hell did he do this? How did they make this movie? Wow. Same thing I had with Part 1. I just kept going, it's absolutely stunning. And that's why Denis Villeneuve and his team are some of the best filmmakers out there currently working.
He is the one.
The action scenes are great when they happen, and even though they don't happen like too much, when they do, they're so powerful and meaningful, and they push the story forward. The music in this movie is so great, of course, so it was in Part 1. Yeah! So captivating, and it really brings you into the world of Dune and makes you feel that really sci-fi, out of this world, strange, barbaric, yet almost religious sort of style and tone that this movie has, and you feel that with the music and the soundtrack in this movie. It's just gorgeous. Then the production of this film and the way that they did like the sandworms and how they rode the sandworms, like wow, surf the worm, baby. Yeah, righteous. And this movie's like 2 hours and 45 minutes, and yet it blew by. Like, it feels only like 2 hours long because it's so captivating and it is engrossing almost the entire time. It doesn't let you go. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. I had so much fun in this film while it's still being entertaining and visceral, telling a really cool story. And it's a hero story. That's really what it is. While also being a bit of a revenge film. And I just love all of the sort of genres and themes that they tackle in this film, and how people can like take information and misinform people about it and make people believe certain things that maybe aren't necessarily true or have been over exaggerated, talking about religious figures and stuff like that, and doing it in this cool sci-fi genre. Like, I love that kind of filmmaking. These are my kind of movies, is these big epics, but they have deep meaning and great characters at the center of them. Mwah! There is some pacing issues with this movie. There's about 20 to 30 minutes midway through this movie that just pumped the brakes on this film and totally slowed everything down. And there was almost a settling of everything. And I was like, no, we should be ramping up right now. What's going on? Denis Villeneuve and his filmmakers and his writers decided to take it in a little bit of a different direction and had so many characters that they wanted to focus on. We almost lost track of what's really important. And then we get back on track in the second half towards the end of the film again. I love the action scenes, and the fight scene at the end is so great. And it kind of mirrors part one in a way, which is really cool. But then the pacing just felt off because it took so long to get going. And then we got going, and then it slows down, and then it boosts and it picks right back up at the end. So the pacing to this movie felt a little choppy.
Chop. We could fucking handle chop.
To be honest, it didn't even bother me to the point where really that much negativity, because when the filmmaking is so excellent like it is in this film, it's so well crafted, beautifully done, it's hard to really say anything quite negative. A wonderful experience being in the theater. I want to go back and watch it one more time in the theater. Holy hell, this movie just absolutely blasts it out of the park. This is a film that's going to be up for many Oscars. It's probably going to win a bunch of awards next year. This movie will for sure be going in to my top 10 of the year. Before I give you my final thoughts and grades on this film, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Comment down below as well. What did you think of Dune Part 2? Did you like Part 1 or Part 2 more? Let me know with those comments. Thank you so much for doing that. Such a entertaining time at the movies. So for me, overall, that's why I'm gonna go ahead and give Dune Part 2 an A. Thank you so much for joining me on Mr. Teach Film Preach. Hopefully y'all had a great time. I know I did. Come back and check out some other video reviews, such as Lisa Frankenstein, Argyle. Have an awesome day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.